All right, so today, we're not just talking about learning a language, we're building the actual blueprint for it. A clear step-by-step weekly guide for anyone who's ever wanted to become fluent but just got lost along the way. Let's get right into it. But first, we have to ask this question. Why is it so common to give up? I mean, we've all been there, right? You get this huge rush of excitement, you download all the apps, and then, a month later, it's all just sitting on your phone, untouched. What's going on there?
Well, the answer is actually really simple. It has nothing to do with talent. It's not about being good at languages. It's because most people don't have a system. They just have wishful thinking. Success comes from structure, and that's exactly what this is. This is your blueprint.
Okay, first things first. Before you memorize a single word, you have to design your learning week. This is the foundation for everything else. And honestly, it's the part most people skip. This is what's going to keep you going when motivation fades.
A really great way to set up your schedule is with something called the two-slot system. Instead of trying to force one long, exhausting study session into your day, you just split it in two. Maybe you do some passive listening on your commute in the morning, and then a really focused review session in the evening. It's a game changer for avoiding that mental burnout. So how do you actually make sure this happens every day? You use a brilliant little trick called habit stacking. The idea is to link your new language habit to something you already do without thinking. So, for example, you make a rule. Every single time I make my morning coffee, I'll review flashcards for just 5 minutes. Your brain starts to connect the two, and the coffee itself becomes the trigger.
Now that we have our schedule, our framework, let's talk about the engine. What are you actually going to do every single day? These are the core activities that are going to push you forward and build momentum.
The whole system is built on one powerful idea: active recall. You see, just reading a list of words over and over again, that's passive. It's not very effective. Active recall is when you force your brain to pull the answer out of your memory. It's like flexing a muscle. That struggle is what builds a strong, long-term memory. And here's a crucial tip for this. Don't overwhelm yourself. When you're using a flashcard app, which is often called a spaced repetition system or SRS, you only want to add about 10 to 25 new words or phrases a day. That's it. Any more and your daily reviews will become a monster you want to avoid. It's all about quality, not quantity. So where do you find these words? Well, the best way is called sentence mining. You basically pull them from TV shows, books, anything you're actually enjoying. But here's the golden rule. It's the one target rule. You only create a card from a sentence where you understand everything except for that one new word. This gives you context, and it makes learning feel so much more natural. Now for speaking. A fantastic technique here is called shadowing. I want you to think of it like a workout for your mouth. You listen to a native speaker, and you repeat what they say almost at the same time. The goal isn't to understand every word. It's to copy the music of the language, the rhythm, the intonation, the flow. This is how you start to sound natural. Okay, once you have that daily engine running smoothly, it's time for the next step. You have to move from just studying a language to actually living in it. This is where you make that big leap from beginner to someone who can really use the language.
A super simple but incredibly powerful way to do this is to build an internal monologue. As you're just going about your day, you start narrating your own actions in the target language. Yeah, it feels a little weird at first, but trust me, this is how you start to genuinely think in the language, instead of constantly translating in your head.
And when it comes to watching movies or TV shows, you've got to ditch the subtitles in your native language. They're basically a crutch. Instead, try this 3-step method. First, watch a scene with subtitles in the language you're learning. Second, rewatch it while looking up words to understand the plot. And finally, watch it a third time just with those foreign subtitles, trying to follow along.
And finally, the last piece of the puzzle. A system is totally useless if you don't know if it's actually working. You need a feedback loop. So this brings us to our final and absolutely crucial component, the weekly progress check.
One of the best tools for this is an error log. It's just a simple table where you become a detective for your own mistakes. Every time you catch one, you write down the mistake, the correct version, and a really quick note on why you think you made it. This makes your weak spots super obvious so you know exactly what to work on.
So, at the end of every week, your little evaluation ritual has 3 simple parts. 1, you give yourself a quick test on your flashcards. 2, you review that error log to see if there are any patterns. And 3, you try to write one short, simple paragraph about your day. That's it. It keeps you honest and incredibly motivated.
You know, if there's only one thing you remember from all of this, please let it be this. Fluency isn't built in some heroic 8-hour cram session. That just leads to burnout. It's built in small, consistent 20-minute chunks, day in and day out. Consistency, not intensity, is what gets you to the finish line.
So, let's make this real right now. Think about your daily routine. What is the very first habit you are going to stack this week? Is it going to be your morning coffee? That walk to the bus stop? The journey to fluency literally starts with that one small decision. What's yours going to be?